Right, and welcome to the program. The Ministry of Health has today launched the Kenya Health Sector Referral Strategy and Guidelines for the year 2014-2018.
Now, the new strategy is aimed at improving the already existing framework of referral system in the health sector by eliminating existing challenges.
Well, the biggest challenge, according to the ministry, has been the lack of policy guidelines to monitor referral processes. The strategy also seeks to have all hospital facilities and resources maximized as patients tend to bypass lower-level facilities.
Now, speaking during the launch of the guidelines, Health Principal Secretary Fred Segor said that plans to eliminate e-health within the health sector are also underway in order to ease the access to medical care even to remote areas.
Well, the initiative is supported by the USAID, World Health Organization, and the Kenya Red Cross Society.
But when we look at this strategy, the way we've been told, the way we know, referral can be down, up, or up, down. So what is important is that if we are referring a patient from level 1 to 2, or from level 3 to 4, and the facilities we are referring the patient to, are they in a position to give out the service we intend for the patient?
We're invested in Kenya. We will continue to be invested in Kenya, and we want to see referral systems like this succeed.
Well, they say take care of the environment and it will take care of you, but in Kitengela it was a situation of take care of the environment or we will take care of you, as more than 500 locals at Kitengela marched to the Flamingo Tiles company and damaged property worth millions of shillings.
And they say the factory is to blame for the heavy air pollution, which has reportedly led to health problems. The protest that started early in the morning saw the Kwasaitoti road barricaded with stones and trees, making the road impassable.
The chaos, which you're now seeing on your screens, later led to the closure of the factory by the senior deputy county commissioner. He ordered that the company remain closed until it receives the NEMA Environment Impact Assessment report.
Now, locals claim that the company that opened its doors 6 years ago in the area started using chemicals that are hazardous. They asked the company to take serious environmental matters to curb the high level of toxicity that is a threat to the many lives.
Coal, eh? Na mnasema ya kwamba mmeadhirika. Well, yaliomo ni kwamba lazima serikali isikie sauti yenu na haki yenu lazima ifanywe nini? Tendeke.
And from Kitengela, we head straight to Nakuru, where a traffic police officer sustained what doctors have described as internal injuries after being hit by a car at the accident-prone Salga area.
Now, he was manning his post on the Nakuru-Eldoret highway when the accident occurred. The officer, Caleb Natani, is said to have stopped the speeding car for inspection, but the driver allegedly ignored the orders to stop.
Natan was rushed to the Valley Hospital in Nakuru town, where he is currently receiving treatment. The Rongai OCPD, Joseph Mwamburi, said the driver has been arrested and his vehicle towed to the Salga police station for inspection and further investigations. Escaping by the hair of his chin. chin, isn't it?
That's what they say nowadays?
Yeah, escaping by the hair of my chin, chin, chin.
Oh, great. Now from the county of Nakuru, let's go to another county, and that is Nairobi, where the county needs 12 billion shillings to retire about 9,000 excess workers through retirement packages.
Now, the huge amount is needed to send home a section of workers that the county government says is weighing down on the recurrent expenditure for the county.
And speaking during the Nairobi County Executive Committee meeting at the Kenya School of Monetary Studies, Governor Dr. Kidero says he is, however, pleased with the use of finance at the county over the past year.
We have 15,000 workers. Currently, it's a total of 15,000. We had our 11,000 together with 4,000 devolved from central government, makes it 15,000. But really, the number of workers we need is 6,000. So we have 9,000 workers whom we really don't need, but we have to continue paying them because there is we really need money to retire them.
NIC Bank has reported 11% increased profit before tax in the first 6 months of the year. Now, the gross profit during the 6-month period stood at just about 2.9 billion shillings on the back of increased lending that saw interest income grow to just about 3.7 billion shillings. Now, the total income during the period stood at 5.4 billion as non-funded income grew. Now, the group is seeking to issue its third rights issue later this year to fund expansion that is yet to state how much it intends to raise. The bank is looking for new business lines for growth and recently launched a Platinum Visa card targeting wealthy individuals. NIC Visa Platinum card holders are expected to benefit from a range of services such as complimentary access to airport lounges in different countries, fast-track check-in at international airports, and purchase protection.
Going ahead, you will continue to see new and innovative products from NIC. Be sure to look out, in fact, in the next couple of weeks, because we'll be launching another very innovative products for our customers. We are alive to the fact that competition is intense, and therefore differentiation through innovation will remain the cornerstone of our business strategy.
This is the second year running that Visa has been placed in the top 10 list. And we are proud to see that our brand sits alongside globally recognized innovators such as Google, Apple, Microsoft, IBM, and Amazon.
Right away from NIC Africa, it is said the youth are the biggest constituents, making the bulk of the people. Well, the youth also suffer greatest from unemployment, lack of a source of livelihood. The youth have also been castigated when it comes to crime and have been used to perpetrate violence in different parts of this continent. But this very same African youth are trying to come up with solutions to try and solve that. And one of the ways they're trying to do it is through having an annual assembly that is called the African Youth Assembly. And joining me now is Rachel Mashua, who's the Executive Director of Transforming Generations, speaking to us about this assembly. Rachel, you talk about the youth solving youth problems. As an assembly, I understand this is the second year you're running.
Yes.
What are some of the issues that are on top of the agenda as some of the things that you're looking for solutions as young people?
Okay, top of the agenda, this assembly, according to our theme, Africa
Right.
Rising, the role of entrepreneurship and technology in leveraging youth contributions.
Right.
So this year we're focusing towards technology and technopreneurship, towards more solutions for African problems.
Right.
Yeah.
When you say young people or youth solving their own problems, what exactly do you mean?
When I talk of young people solving their own problems, I'm referring to the youth, common mwananchi,
Right.
Constitutionally under the age of 35 in Kenya, according to the UN under the age of 29.
Right.
Yes, that is our biggest constituency,
Right.
and that is our focus group.
Right. If we were to talk about employment, for example, a lot of the young people don't own businesses, so they cannot quite employ them. What are some of the solutions you're proposing as an assembly, or probably even from the past one that you had regarding the issue of unemployment?
If I would go to the inaugural assembly, we came up with the problems that we thought were affecting the African youth.
Right.
And some of the things we brainstormed on, some of the solutions came out strong included agriculture. The youth engagement in agriculture, the profit margins are there. the infrastructure is there in Kenya. And this year, we've also invited other youth groups and national councils from other countries.
Right.
And as Kenyan youth, I think we are gonna be having the biggest opportunity, because we have a workshop with the Youth Enterprise and Development Fund. And as we said, entrepreneurship, this is an opportunity for the young man. And Kenya is actually among the top African countries that are really prioritizing the youth.
Right. The assembly, from what I gather, happens is a continental meeting.
Yes.
In your view, are the youth problem across Africa the same, or do we have unique problems for Kenyan youth?
African problems, I would like to believe, are similar.
Right.
The reason we came up with the African Youth Assembly as opposed to the International Youth Council, which is the youth body seated within the UN, is because we came to the realization that when we go for the General Assembly and we sit together with the International Youth Council, most of the times the problems they're mentioning are more westernized. And we came up with the African Youth Assembly to place emphasis on the African problems.
Right, right. Rachel, you've also been involved in a lot of youth work across the country, case in point, Transforming Generations. Talk to us a little bit of what you do and how probably this will be building synergy even as you meet with other youth at the African Youth Assembly.
Transforming Generations is a youth non-governmental organization run by the youth. Development in the organization is under the age of 35 years old.
Right.
We focus mainly on youth development, youth empowerment, and youth development. Development, we start with engaging your brain, engaging your mindset, and then we empower you physically, tangibly with resources, and we partner with institutions within the country and also the private sector to promote our views and our goals.
Right.
So this assembly is also a step forward as we are going and expanding the horizons, meeting new people, meeting new people. We can sit on a table and constitutionalize the problems of African youth and how to solve them.
Right.
And even sometimes we meet potential sponsors and donors.
Do you have a lot of challenges pitching some of these ideas that are coming from young people to potential donors, as you say?
The problem was there, but I must applaud the new constitution. And I must applaud the 30% by the government of Kenya. That has really been a focal point. Now the youth have something they can fall back to. There's something I can refer the youth to. I just not now take them through empowerment without having something for them.
Right.
And I must also applaud the Youth Enterprise Development Fund with the new chair and the CEO, Bruce Odhiambo and Catherine Omuye. They have been of great support to this organization, and each and every time when we develop the youth, they are ready to take up to the next step.
Right.
And it has been transformative, as the name suggests.
Right, finally, as we wind up, chance for a free ad. Give us the dates. Well, when is this happening, the National Youth Assembly? Who can come and what you intend to achieve?
The second annual African Youth Assembly is next week between the 27th of July to the 1st of August. It will be held in Santon, Johannesburg, South Africa.
Right.
And any youth is actually welcome to attend, and with special emphasis, the Assembly Committee is taking care of the visa process in partnership.
Yes, because we've been having a lot of trouble trying to go to South Africa, or South Africans coming here.
We have actually been dealing with that, and the Assembly is in good relations.
Right.
Good referrals. We have the UN, the World Bank also with us, so we have good relations with.
For bodies like the UN, the representatives, the African Development Bank, investors out there who may be watching this thing and watching this the gathering as it happens next week, what is this key message that you want to pass to them?
The key message that we want to pass to them is that Africa has risen, and right now we are also at a point of entrepreneurship and development. We have the biggest entrepreneurial and technological solutions coming from the African youth. It's no longer a Western theory or a Western idea. The African youth have are up to the task now.
Right,
Yes.
they can make it.
They can make
It's
it.
somewhere they can put their money.
They are doing
in.
it.
Great, that's a good place to wind it up. I've been speaking to Rachel Mashua, who's the Executive Director of Transforming Generations, but also part of the brains behind the African Youth Assembly. It is having the second meeting this time in Johannesburg, and all they try to do is seek African solutions for African problems, Edith.
Well, speaking of solutions, we head to Narok County, where the government has in the last year lost close to 300 million shillings in non-existing workers. Now, this is according to a report done by an audit company contracted by the county government. The report showed that out of over 2,000 employees who presented themselves for the headcount registration and verification exercise, which was undertaken by the audit company, only 2,000 had documents that matched human resource records and payroll information. Out of the 190 employees who did not present themselves, 166 continue to draw salaries from the county payroll. In order to effectively manage the county wage bill, all ghost workers will be expunged from the payroll and all other records, and the money that the body has been losing diverted to development projects.
From these findings, it is proper that the Narok County government takes proper action that must necessarily be preventive against recurrence of such follies again. Action that must as well involve personnel from doing things again, and also investigating and determining those who are culpable. Most importantly, we shall have a comprehensive forensic audit on payments made to individuals who are not in the human resources records, yet they are on the payroll, and even those who are in the human resource records but are not on the payroll.
We head to Nakuru now, where a fire broke out early this morning at Soilo Power Station, and that's near Nakuru town, and it damaged the station's main transformer.
The transformer that has capacity of 23 megawatts serves Nakuru town and nearby Kenya Pipeline Depot and a number of residents. It took fire and rescue services within the county about 45 minutes to put out the fire.
Kenya Power's West Region Regional Manager Rosemary Odor said the damaged transformer cannot be put into use and the company will be forced to replace it with a new one.
The transformer has some protection equipment in the transformer room, but the wires that go to the protection equipment are also burnt. So we are not able to have the protection equipment on to be able to interrogate and precisely say what caused the fire. But from the look of things, this fire happened inside the substation. It doesn't look like anything came from outside into the substation. It looks like something went wrong inside the substation, and that is what led to the fire. But the precise cause, we will have to interrogate our systems further before we can establish the exact cause.
Time for sports now, and struggling giants AFC Leopards will this afternoon attempt to get out of a relegation zone when they host Nairobi City Stars in the one of KPL's midweek fixtures at the Nyayo Stadium. Second place Tusker will be licking their fingers at the prospect of picking up 3 vital points and closing the gap between them and league leaders Gor Mahia when they host bottom side KCB in their Ruaraka backyard. Sofapaka will be in their new home in Machakos against free-falling Chemelil Sugar. The Sugar Millers have lost the last 2 games in the matches, and they're eyeing to end their glide down the table. Thika United welcomes Western Steamer in the early kick-off match at Ruaraka, while Madara and Ulinzi also play early in Machakos. Great. You know the website to look out for all the stories you do see on this particular bulletin and elsewhere is www.standardmedia.co.ke.
Remember to also go onto our YouTube page where you're able to catch all the stories that you may have missed throughout the week and that are continuing to be updated as the day unfolds. Time now to give you
facts you don't need to know.
that some of them you might need to know, including the first one. If you think that your child is depressed, then you might want to save money on counseling, because did you know that video games, I say apparently because I have my suspicions on this, have been proven to be a more efficient method of overcoming depression than counseling among teens.
Absolute truth.
I have no idea how that's possible. I mean, it turns you into a recluse. Yeah, it does improve your hand-eye coordination.
And get any console and play. Then it will, I mean, absolute truth. Totally agree.
I will take you up on that, and we will see who wins. Did you also know that studies have shown that children, it's all about children this evening, that excel at lying tend to become successful adults? Successful here could be relative. But if your child is
not that successful,
is always yarning.
I was an honest kid.
And finally...
About children again?
No. I mean, it's related to children, but has nothing to do with children. It's about police officers in Thailand. They're forced to wear a pink Hello Kitty armband. So on their arms. I wanted to say their heads, but it's actually on their arm. If they break the law or rules of duty. I think we should have something similar like that in Kenya.
Why pink?
Well, to make them stand out. Can you imagine how ridiculous they look with a pink armband of Hello Kitty and they're in full uniform? And you all know that you've been a naughty police officer. So he's looking at the picture to see just what it looks like. But that's where we wind up our show this afternoon. My name is Edith Kimani. We thank you for your company.
That's right. My name is Bonnie Tunyas. Same time again, 1 o'clock, but I'll see you again for business.